I'm not sure if this is working, but you guys can let me know at some point. Peace and wisdom. Let's see if I can share. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Okay, it does work. I apologize. Y'all know I'll be on that Zaza. I'll be on that Zaza. I don't know what I'll be doing. So I was going to take a little shower and stuff and get myself together. Let me move this back. This camera's a little more... This one a little more deeper. Okay, that's much better. You guys can hear me, right? I don't remember where I was. Get something to drink. I need to start trying to give y'all a chance to get in here. Live from Atlanta with Big Usia. I'm about to go on a very deep fast. And I don't think I'm coming back off this last one. So if any of you guys want to meet me or something like that and speak to me, you might want to do it now. I'm just being real. The way we live is not fulfilling. So it's a deep thing. I kind of need something, but this is all right. Peace and wisdom. Y'all said I'm... Y'all silly, man. I can't with y'all. Somebody said the Zaza too loud. Damn, y'all can see my background. Y'all want to see my hot tub? Yeah? No. Now, where was we at? Let's get to this mental disorder. Like I said, when you're dealing with mental disorders, you're dealing with forming a literal forming entity in the mind. It's going to start as a cyst. No different than an egg cell. So if you're not a scientist, you probably don't understand primordial germ cells. Primordial germ cells are your sperm cells and egg cells. Primordial germ cells is the events coming together to get to that part. You get my point? So an egg cell in development and how it happens is what I'm explaining. This being it starting from a cyst. You get it? So an egg cell is pus from a cyst. Gold colored, gold bubble like pus from a cyst. This forms every month. This cyst can be germinated or conceived. You get it? Kind of like an ingrown hair is kind of ingrowing into the follicle, planting itself, creating what I just explained, which is a cyst. And so technically life, meaning physical life, is developed bacteria, or what y'all would consider germs. Meaning man is germs, a virus, developed into full entity. The pinnacles of what bacteria and germs are. If you're lost, you started from a germ cell. You a sperm cell. That's a germ cell. You get it? And so, this is why life feeds on life. If you're wondering why y'all eat the animals and the animals eat the animals and this thing is eating this thing and everything here is acting like virus against the next thing. And so life is a deep thing. You have to have a certain mind. But like I said, when you're dealing with mental disorders, so now you're dealing with entity forming within the mind. Now, the deity in Greek and Rome is known as Mania Elisa. And so this forming entity was named in the past because they understood this. I'm not sure how far along science is now, if they know, you know, that This is what's happening when you're dealing with mental disorders. You have cyst developing into deity, a creature right within the brain. So if they did a x-ray on the head of any person suffering from any mental disorder y'all can think of, they're going to find a cyst. How big that cyst is going to be dependent on how extreme their mental disorder is. Now I want to explain isolation, things like this. If you're suffering from that, so the deity has already formed in the mind, the cyst has already formed, and it's on its way. Now let's start here. You have insanity, which is a matter of in. Let me adjust this. Y'all only supposed to see my chest up. Sure. Let me not get carried away. Let me not get carried away. That's good enough. Why is it moving like that? I apologize. Let me get it together, y'all. I'm the cameraman too, so I got many hats. Don't worry about it. I got it. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm big ol' seal. I'm a barber. Everything, baby. I do it all. That's better. Let me stop bothering me, y'all. I know y'all like you get on my nerve. Now, where was I at? Okay. Let's start with mental disorders and how this works first. So first you have insanity and then outsanity. Y'all don't deal with outsanity. Y'all call that normal. Truly, outsanity and insanity is the same, and then you have this thing in the middle of the two. Most don't deal with this middle thing. So most of you guys deal with insanity and outsanity. In that, insanity is crazy, and outsanity, this is just normal. You get it? We don't have these terms, outsanity, insanity. But this is the realities of it. You have the extremes of both sides, meaning you have insane, which is a matter of the mind projecting in. This is going to cause a person to start to disconnect from what is on the out. Physically and mentally, meaning they're going to start to drift away from the outer, mentally and physically. This is insane. This is when, the many characters in deity within begin to attack their perspective in them. You get it? Meaning when you go insane, you're letting the entity within self, the deity, the personalities, whatever you want to call them, they begin to attack you as a mind. When you're dealing with outsane, this is the opposite. Some of y'all are lost into the outer world. You're attacked by the outer life. Meaning the perspective of others ambush you. And it controls your emotional state. As well as people may physically attack you. But the point I'm making is some of y'all are outsane. Meaning you so lost into the outer, you have no perspective of your own. Everything is outer influence. To the point you don't even realize it. And kind of attacked and ambushed on the outer. If someone doesn't like you on the outer, this disturbs you. It doesn't even matter. You get my point? If I don't like one of y'all, y'all may become disturbed. Fuck that nigga Solace. And it doesn't even matter because we don't even have anything to do with each other. You get it? The outer controls your emotional state. People influence and manipulate your mind on the outer. This is people that's too lost into the physical life. Those keeping up with the Joneses. Those so lost into physical life in the systematics, they become disconnected from they self. You start to ask them things about themselves. What do you think? What do you like? And all they know to say is, you get it? It's like I tell y'all, if you remove everything y'all have ever heard, you see how I say the sperm is the spirit, but this wasn't written nowhere till I said it. And it make perfect sense in life. What do y'all know independent of anything that was ever said? Like that. Y'all influenced by the outer to the point where y'all don't even realize, oh shit, I never came up with nothing. I don't never think of nothing. I just go with whatever said. I pick something. Like that. You become completely oblivious to the self. And that, once you become unaware of the self, so you get it downhill from there in terms of wisdom. And so this is your outsane and your insane, both of these things being the same. Both of them going to have the same results on the person. Meaning somebody too lost in the life, the physical life, and the perspectives that others have over them. We know this going to lead to them killing themselves. Meaning all them people's perspective of them and the weight of it will lead a person too lost into the outer to kill themselves. You say, I don't see why the fuck would they do that. They too dedicated to the outer. You get it? The outside world and all the people in it control them, whether they even live or die. You get it? So it's the same with insanity. When you reach the bottoms of insanity, you at the death stage. The person is going to kill themselves or do something to others. You get it? So it's the same on the outer extreme. If you lost in the outsanity or lost into the world in its perspective, you're going to wind up killing somebody or your own self. I'm sure y'all can see that. So he might be right. Like y'all online right now. It makes y'all become outsane. Meaning most of y'all are suffering from outsanity, not insanity. You on this shit all day, and everything on the outer world is how you are. You get it? You disturbed right now not because you lost inside your head. You disturbed because of all the disturbed shit you see on here and the shit that said on here, and you get it? Like that. If y'all start getting trolled, y'all will lose y'all mind. This is why a lot of people be silent. Y'all will see things y'all don't like, y'all won't say nothing because you like, what if they all start trolling and attacking them? You get it? Then that shit bring y'all to a place where y'all be ready to kill yourself. So like I said, you got outsanity, you got insanity. Everyone has to find the middle. Meaning you're not never going to get the middle, but you have to find it. Peace and wisdom, D. Jordan. He said he needs to give back something. You can give back on Cash App, PayPal. Oh, I don't have it in the description. You can visit my website, wiseservant.org. I don't know. However. Now, where was I at? Explaining insane and outsane. Like I said, a lot of you guys are suffering from outsanity. But when you're dealing with polar opposites, so they're going to lead to one another, like day and night. Where day ends, night begins, there's truly no separation or moment between the two. They're one. Day is an extreme, night is an extreme. They're polar opposites, but they're the same. Meaning the ending result for the two is the same. So it's the same with outsanity and insanity. Like I said, some of y'all are suffering from outsanity, others insanity, and that, it makes it even crazier. And so everyone has to find that balance in the middle. Now, you have outsane, insane, like I said. Outsane, for the most part, is self-explanatory. Lost in the outer, lost in the perspective of others. Here's your reality. This is going to be a reality. I apologize, guys. I'm going to have to take a tinkle again. I have a bladder problem. When I was younger, I got stabbed in the spine. It hit my kidneys. Punctured them a little bit, so then I'm having to pee a lot. I got like a slow leak. I drank something, I got like a slow leak, so. But it's gotten a lot better. Meaning before it was clogged up leak. I'll go 2-3 weeks without shitting. A whole day without peeing. No problems either, like. So it's deep. Now, like I said, you have outsane, insane. Everyone has to find their balance somewhere in the middle. But of course, you have to become aware of what I just said, meaning the outsane and the insane, and knowing where you fit in, meaning which one you fall under. Outsane, I don't want to say which is more dangerous because they're both of equal measure. Most of you guys should be able to see how you can fall in the outsane. You get it? So I don't want to focus on that too much. I want to go into the insane. But I just wanted to make sure I said that for those of y'all who may be suffering from the outsane. There's no category for that. You get it? You get my point? They have not labeled people being lost into the life to the point where they killing their fucking self because people got a perspective over them. They don't view that as insane until the action happens. But they will document a person being insane before they kill themselves. You get it? Meaning you have a bunch of people who've killed themselves because they was lost in the outsane, meaning the perspective of everything on the outside world led them to kill themselves. The weight of it, people judging them and stuff. Why they care about that? Outsane. Now, once a person killed themselves in that way, then y'all would say, damn, they was a little thrown off. But prior to that, there's no documentation to say this person is suffering from outsane and it could lead to them killing themselves or someone else. When you see how the violence is now, where people just killing each other easily, outsane. It's like I said, the pinnacles of insane and outsane is going to lead to death. Either you afflicting yourself or others. An insane person will kill themselves or they will kill another and say the voice made me do it. You get it? The voice. Outsane, the voices. Person killed themselves because they couldn't take all the outside voices judging and ridiculing them. The voices. It's always the voices. When you're dealing with outsane and insane, it's always influence separate of self. And so you have to use outsane or understand outsane for you to fully understand insane. Because you can't see the insane. You get it? Y'all can see the outsane. When I'm explaining it, you're like, yeah, I know that. That makes sense. Insane different because we can't see it. But if you understand outsane and you understand these two things, it's the same. The same way a person get lost into the outer world and it leads them to killing themselves or another, the inner is the same. Meaning if you're suffering from insanity or you have been diagnosed with a mental disorder of any sort, you have an entity forming in your brain, starting as a cyst, no different than an egg cell, developing up into creature or entity in you. That's the cause of your insanity. You get it? Meaning if a person has a little mental disorder, they have a small cyst forming, and this small cyst is what's influencing what we call an insanity. The same way if someone's outsane, it is the outer people. Someone is either mentally abusing them, emotionally abusing them, or it's some type of outside majority thing of people forcing that person into that state of mind where they feel like, I don't want to go on, I want to hurt somebody. So it's the same with the insane, meaning the ending result will be killing someone or yourself. And so if you're suffering from any mental disorder, be mindful of that. Now I have to take a temple. I apologize for, things like that, but I'm just human. I'm back. I apologize for the interferences. Of course, if anyone wants to give back, you can do so at paypal.me/SolaSolari, cash.app/$ the real solace, or visit wiseservant.org or upscaleknowledge.org. Check out, my services, my products, things like that. Now, you have Outsane, Insane, like I said. Now, let's get to the insane. When you're dealing with insane, so there's a path or steps. You get it? It's not just, I have OCD. I have schizophrenia. I have mental disorders that y'all have separate. And so you see how it's going to make it, I don't know why they do science like that, if they do that on purpose to be able to, because this got to do with pharmaceutical drugs. So everything can't make sense unless y'all might not take the drugs. You get it? If I'm kind of manipulating you to be dependent on this drugs I'm selling, I'm not going to tell you everything to make fully sense. You get it? So when y'all dealing with mental disorders, you have all these categories: OCD, schizophrenia, this, that. Y'all have them separate. Like, this is one kind of mental disorder, and that's another kind. And these things have to be treated differently. Y'all don't understand. They all got to do with a forming entity, and it's a matter of a cyst in the brain. You get rid of that cyst before you get it. Meaning some of y'all suffer with mental conditions. All you got to do is go get your cyst popped. Like, that just sound crazy, but you got a developing cyst in your brain if they remove it before it grows to like a cancer or a tumor, where you like insane talking to yourself because this entity is now fully developed. Let's just get into the stages so y'all can get it clear. Here's your stages of insanity. Starts with sadness. That sadness will develop or evolve into a depression. You get my point? That depression will develop into isolation. Isolation will develop into a desolation. Now, some of y'all will say, what's desolation? Desolation is like the pinnacle of isolation. Desolation is when there ain't no life left. Isolation is when there's life alone. You get it? The last piece of life holding on. Desolation is when that shit's gone out and all you got is desert. Nothing. You can reach the desolations of self. You get it? Where you no longer feel life. You like, I don't even care if I live. I'm ready to die. I don't care. This is more than I'm depressed. You get it? Y'all know people like that where you like, I'm worried about them and they looking like they gonna like check themselves out. They in a place of desolation. You get it? It's a matter of the deity in the mind or the forming entity. Like I said, it starts as a cyst pressing up against them. You get it? When you hear crazy people say the voice told me to do it, this is a real physical entity in their brain pressing up against them. You get it? Like a thought, which is nothing more than a neuron cell, becoming physically seen. You get it? Like a neuron cell is a cell. This is your microscopic life. Y'all can't see that, but y'all can see cyst. You get it? Y'all can't see the bacteria in the cyst. Microdeity. But y'all can see the cyst. Like that. The entity within the cyst. And so, if y'all following, let me know. If not, let me know what part you got a little lost on so I can go back. Now, like I said, sadness will develop into depression. Depression will develop into isolation. This is when one doesn't want to be bothered with anyone. Some of y'all are there where you're having a problem even picking up the phone to speak to people. And if you do not pull yourself out of that, you are going to go into a place of desolation. Once a person hits a place of desolation, in all truths, you ain't going to be able to reach them. Meaning, once a person gets to the place of desolation where they having suicidal thoughts, or murderous thoughts towards others, it's hard to reach them. You get my point? Try to talk somebody out of killing somebody, and they already like, I'm doing it. You more than likely not. They gonna end up in jail. You just gonna be sad. You get it? It's just like that. Once a person reached that desolate place. So we not taught in this way. Like, you have different realms of self, and if you descend too low within the realms of yourself, going from sadness, which is a place in self, isolation, this is a place in self. Like I said, the inner's gonna always make sure the outer matches it. So you begin to feel isolated inside before you isolate yourself outside. Meaning before a person stops intermingling with others, this has already happened in the mind, the disconnect. And so like I said, these levels are within the self. Sadness, look at it as a realm, a place within self that you're descending to. Isolation is the level right beneath it. Beneath that is desolation, and once you pass desolation, you in the death realms. Meaning that person is going to kill themselves or someone else, and it's not going to stop until it's accomplished. You get it? And so it's a deep thing. Now, like I said, the mental disorder itself is an entity that's forming, that's pushing the mind down like that. Meaning a person will go sad and then snap out of it. You get it? We go through the motions. Because we get extremely happy, so it's like alcohol. You get drunk, then you have to come down. When you drunk, you feel good, then that hangover come over, so it have to balance. Like you felt too good, you got too carried away, so now you like got a hangover, a sickness. And then you find your place back in the middle, where you ain't drunk and stupid, and sick and hungover. Like that. A person gonna go through happies, and so in that they gonna create their own sadness. When y'all have fun, y'all raise the bar. In that, y'all make y'all normal goddamn reality sad. Meaning it's boring to you now. You get it? Come out of your norm. If a rich person come take you and let you live their life for a day, and then they bring you back to your regular life, now your regular life ain't regular to you. It's a sadness now. You get it? You raised the bar. You went to an extreme, and so you're going to get the kickback now. Y'all get happy, it causes y'all to get sad. A give and take thing. So you want to stay balanced. I mean, your glory is in you just being alright. Not happy, not sad. Happiness is a result of sadness. Meaning people reach to be extremely happy when they sad. They say, I just want to be happy. That means they sad as fuck. Otherwise, why they think about that? Why they didn't say, I want to be sad? Because they ain't happy. You get it? A person happy, having too much fun, they say, man, I think I want to kick back this week. I've been doing too much, man. That basically means I want to just lay around and be sad. But I'm not, though. I need it. So life's a balance. You have to grasp. But the point I'm making is, when we live these imbalanced ways, we create the opposite end of things that we don't like. That's why I tell y'all, give back, stay balanced. Even if you don't get it, it keeps everything for you how it needs to be. Meaning we can't be responsible for nobody else. You have to just be responsible for you. You gonna recoup your own harvest. You can't recoup somebody else's harvest. You get it? I cannot recoup y'all imbalances. You get it? Y'all don't give back. I still teach. I still appear to be doing okay. Even though y'all don't give back. Because I cannot recoup y'all harvest. I didn't do anybody unbalanced. I didn't even do nothing. So why would I recoup that? Like that. Y'all have to start to learn self. We look at everything out. That's why I said a lot of y'all are outsane. You think your reality is dependent on the outer. Y'all haven't come to a conclusion to realize, no. If people hate me, it's because I hate myself, and so I have hate within me. I already think they hate me. And so I carry myself a certain way dealing with them. In that, it becomes a reality. You get it? If you're insecure and you're like, man, my shoes ain't together, someone's gonna notice your shoes. Not because you brought attention to it, but because of your mind and your insecurities, you're hiding it more than you normally would is what's bringing the attention. You can show a thing or hide a thing and it's gonna have the same effect. Hide some shit and see if a nigga not like, let me see what you got. They become possessed. Like, let me see. It's the same if you show somebody something extravagant. Say, man, I'm gonna steal that shit from you. I'm gonna take it. It's like that. If a person don't see what you got, they ready to take. They don't even know what it is, but it don't matter because this is your extremes. You get it? A great thing and a thing you can't see. Polar opposites. And so, I apologize. I had to push this back so I can't see so well the questions. But, y'all know Big Lucia. I'm smart, so watch this. Watch how deep I am. Shit gonna throw y'all off. I'm a legend. Ooh! No. I'm not that much of a legend. It doesn't actually reach, so I can't. I was gonna read the comments from here, but that's not gonna work. So I guess every now and then I'll just move a little closer. Okay, I see y'all haven't said anything yet. Like I said, I'll come back and look. Now, where was I at? The levels of insanity. Starts with sadness. So let's say you say, man, I've been pretty sad. If you don't adjust that sadness, it is going to develop into a seed or a cyst. Once that happens, you at depression. You get it? So you got sadness. Person's just sad. They're developing a seed or a cyst in the mind. You get my point? A seed and a cyst is the same thing. An egg cell is a seed. It protrudes from its cyst. It's oocyte nest. Meaning I'm giving y'all real science. Some of y'all don't know science. When I break down the science, then y'all say that's pseudo. Oocyte nest. You never heard of that before because you're not a scientist. But it's not pseudo. It's science. Primordial germ cells are the beginnings of an egg cell. It develops into little clumps of cyst. A cluster of cysts are going to become the egg cell, and the rest of the clusters, so you get it? They're going to get basically brushed off. And so, these are your primordial germ cells, are your pre-germ cell life, which is your egg cell, your sperm cell. Now, when you're dealing with a woman, so it's an egg cell. This develops from its cyst, like I explained. You can look up oocyte nest, OOCYTE. Or you can look up germline cyst. It's the same thing. Just so you can grasp, an egg cell develops from its cyst. The same way pus comes out of a cyst, an egg cell is like gold bubble that protrudes from, what does they call that? It's not the ovary. How is it? That. It's not the ovary. It might be. I forget the terminology, but it's a deep thing. Try and grasp. When you're at sadness and it prolongs for too long, this will start to develop into a cyst. After sadness, you have depression. When you get to that depressed realm or state of self, this is when that cyst or seed becomes conceived. You get it? Look at it like a follicle. When you see the blackhead forming, so this follicle has developed into a seed now. It has kind of germinated itself. ingrown hair type of thing. You get it? Once you get to the blackhead, then you're going to start to get, that blackhead going to develop into a cyst. And within that cyst, you're going to have the substance with the microscopic life in it. If the cyst is not popped in, you get it? I'm not telling you to pop it, but I'm saying if you don't go to the doctor and get it surgically popped, that cyst can grow and develop into something that's going to look like a creature. So this is how life is born out. It starts from its cyst, develops into an egg cell. That egg cell is germinated, and so that cyst is never popped. And so a woman begins to develop creature, and it's born out. If y'all never popped the cyst, let's say you got a blackhead on your face, it grew to a cyst. If you never popped it and just left it, you get it? A whole creature will be inside of that thing. This is what's happening in the brain with those that have mental disorders. Developing cyst like oocyte nest, shaping and forming to a body, which is an egg cell, like I said. Egg cell is the body, the sperm is the spirit. Then you come out how you are, spirit and body, are substance within its vessel, you know? Juice in the bottle it's in. Speaking of juice, I don't mind if I do. Big who see his mouth is dry. Now, depression is like a conceived cyst. Like I said, sadness, this is where you have your cyst forming. When you get to depression, the cyst is now conceived. Think like ingrown hair. It will start to develop. You get it? It's almost like it's germinated now. And so that depression is like that cyst being conceived. When you get to isolation, this is the incubation period of that cyst. Meaning if y'all stay social, if a person goes into sadness, this is the cyst forming. Think of an egg cell going through its development before it is an egg cell. The primordial germ cell stages. This is like sadness, a developing cyst. Once you get to depression, the cyst is formed, it is conceived now, and it is ready to develop. Now, let's say you snap out of that depression and start being social, because that depression is pushing you now into isolation. But it's the cyst doing it. You get it? It's just like a woman start getting pregnant. That should push her into a different state of mind. It's not just, oh, she's pregnant. The way she thinks and perceives and everything is changing because of that lump. And it's not going to stop. Meaning she's not going to go back to whatever girl you knew. Like that. It changes the mind. The mental disorder I'm speaking of. The cyst. And so when you get to the isolation stage, this is the incubation period of that developing depression, which is a cyst, meaning the depression is a physical thing. You get it? When a person reaches a place of isolation where they're now isolating themselves from the world. This is a physical thing in the brain, meaning we talking about a cyst in the brain basically going through its incubation period, developing and forming and going through meiosis, and you get it? All within your brain as pus or cyst. You get it? Slowly letting the creature within this pus or cyst develop up and hatch out. Meaning when a person's going crazy, they have a entity forming and slowly hatching within them. Chop their head open, you might pull out a little embryo looking thing. A real entity. Where you like, this is some kind of creature that was in their head. That. Crazy ain't. Crazy is crazy, meaning it's a real entity in there. It's not just, it's like a woman pregnant. There's a real thing in there. It's not just, she fat. If you crazy, you not just crazy. You have another thing inside of your head, physical thing, growing and developing and It's going to be the voice you hear when you do dumb stuff, like try to kill yourself. It is trying to steal you away from yourself. The same way people who suffer from outsanity, all the people in the world that influence them is trying to take them from themselves. If you lost, you're a Christian. You have a bunch of Christian buddies. Go tell them something that goes against what y'all all believe together. It is your own individual thing about the religion. And see then, like, you get it? You're gonna kind of be isolated out. But the point I'm making is isolation. This is a realm or a stage of a developing cyst. You see a person isolating themselves, they probably have a decent sized cyst in the brain that's getting bigger and bigger. The bigger it gets, that isolation will transcend into a desolation. Meaning as the creature is evolving and developing in the brain, so is the influence it's having over the person. Meaning they're going to go from sadness to depression to isolation. But this is all a matter of that developing cyst, developing into creature. Once they reach desolation, this is when the deity has already been born out of the cyst and it's in the brain. You get it? Meaning when y'all pop a cyst, all that pus and stuff that come out, that's substance of an entity. It's like an abortion. When they kill the baby, the substances of the baby is coming out because the baby's not fully formed into clay yet. It's transcending and going through its meiosis in the womb. It's still a substance forming into a solid deity. This is the same with the brain. When you reach desolation, the deity has already hatched out of that cyst or that pus and has emerged forth as a creature. And so when a person is in their desolation stage of what we would call mental disorder, where, you know, they're ready to die or they're hearing voices and things telling them to hurt people or themselves, they have a literal creature in the head now. We're not talking about a cyst no more. You get it? We talking about if you cut their head open, you're going to pull out some shit that look like a half-formed baby. Think like somebody that got a big cyst. And when they finally extract it, it almost looked like deformed creatures in there. You get it? Like that. You will see like they got like a deformed looking creature in their head. Literally. And so I guess science haven't gotten there yet. But y'all are going to see. Maybe 5-10 years from now, y'all going to see scientists saying exactly what I just said. That insanity has to do with an entity forming in the brain. No different than an ingrown hair begins to form. No different than a woman begins to form baby in belly. And so it's a deep thing. Once you reach the desolation place, this is when the deity takes over. This is when they reach that depth place where they're having thoughts to kill someone or kill themselves, and they like, I can't control my thoughts, and it's the entity. Meaning you have a literal person in your head, physical literal person, attacking you. You get it? On a real level. Doesn't matter if the little deformed deity, you say, I don't see how that thing's attacking you. It took form, it developed inside of you. It doesn't have to look like you. It's smart. You get it? It been here before you. Meaning insanity predate man. A follicle, the blackhead or seed that emerges from the follicle, this all predate man. You get it? That's what we talking about. The egg cell and the sperm cell predate the physical organism. Crazy predate y'all. That's why stay away from the primordial waters. Meaning, that's why the spiritual side of life is crazy. Because it's coming from the abyss. Everything before organism is unseen realms. If I say show me a cell, you can't. Show me a molecule. You can't. Show me an atom. You can't. Why? Because these are smaller levels of life before organism. Organism is the level of life that has been born out of its cyst. Meaning a creature has born out of its cyst. In terms of us, we're talking about, what is the sac called? The embryo sac, the waters. Basically, a developed cyst. And so, pus gonna get liquidy like at some point. Meaning y'all pus bubbles, they get like the water broke. Get it? Like that. A woman belly, you're gonna get a little looser. The water gonna break. Like that pus gonna hatch. That cyst in her belly gonna hatch. And come forth. That's creature. Same way in your brain, except usually a person gonna kill themselves or do something horrible. There's not gonna be any cutting open of the head and searching for, you get it? It's just gonna be signed off as they lost their mind, and that can happen if you. It's looked at something that's not physical, meaning insanity, but it is. And so you have to be mindful. Let me give y'all an example of how life works. You have follicle. This is like a pocket of air. If you're talking about the ground, you basically sitting your seed in a pocket of space or a follicle. If you're talking about yourself, well, your hair is like flower, so it's going to blossom from the skin. But first, it's going to be a follicle or a pocket within the skin. This is a follicle. That follicle or pocket of air, let's say, or bulb, is going to develop into a seed. Being as though we're talking about you as a person, not the ground, that follicle is going to develop into a blackhead, which is a seed. And that blackhead is going to start to blossom into feather. So when y'all see like the pus and all of that coming out of the blackhead, think of like any seed you can. When the seed starts to sprout, you get the sproutings coming from it. This is feather. If you're lost, go get a seed. When the sprout comes from it, feel it. It's feather. You get it? A feather has a stem. And then the feathers are the hairs coming off of it. It's the same with the chicken. When the chicken is growing in new feathers, I think they call it molting, you will see that their feathers look just like seeds when they sprout. Before it becomes the luscious, beautiful feather that y'all used to, it looks just like a sprouted seed. Meaning a chicken looks like a sprouted seed before y'all see it in its glory. I'm saying that so y'all can grasp. A blackhead, a seed, all these things are seeds. They're going to sprout or evolve into what they truly are, which is a feather. Meaning within a seed, you have feather and entity. Both of these things is what's evolving out into what y'all call the physical life. So a feather will evolve into a flower. You get my point? A living feather, so to say. Meaning the feather's not, it's alive, but you get my point? It's not attached to any ground. It's its own entity forming from its follicle. But over time, it will evolve into a living flower, a living feather, which is what flowers are. Their feathers still attached to the soil or their sauce. You get it? They're more alive or more living than a feather is to y'all. Those flowers will evolve into bird, which is basically just a moving flower. You ever looked at a bird and the feathers? It's nothing more than a flower that literally just moves around in its entity now. Meaning that follicle evolved into seed, feather, flower, then flowered entity. Within the seed, I said you had the flower and the bacteria, or the microorganisms. You get it? This is what's manifesting or evolving out of the seed. This is what the seed is. This is why when you're dealing with ancient Egyptian wisdom, the first thing is the feather. And this is what the heart is weighed against. You get it? The seed is the feather. This is why Osiris wears the feathers. Y'all call them ostrich feathers. They're not ostrich feathers. They're a seed. If you ever see a feather, you're talking about a seed. You say, how is a feather a seed? A feather sprouts into seed. That's the sprout coming off the feather is like the stem and the feathers in its early primordial stages. And so this is the process of life evolving. You get it? Meaning the things y'all don't consider life are life, and that's what's evolving into entity. A man ain't nothing but hair evolved. You get it? Meaning y'all hair are the follicle that the hair of a man come from is the man. This is the whole evolution of that man, starting as a follicle, becoming a strand of hair, which is like a feather, to becoming, you know, a whole living hairs. It's an entity. Same with the feather. It's going to start as seed, sprout, become flower, then entity, going through its evolution. This is why feathers predate birds. You get it? This is why y'all hair predates y'all. You get it? Meaning hair, skin, these are separate entities from y'all. These are things that have evolved into what you are, still being, you get it? What it is independent of you. Meaning skin cells. You don't have to have skin to have skin cells. You get my point? Skin cells don't have nothing to do with a person having skin in perspective. You get my point? It's separate. It's like removing cells from your body don't remove you. Your skin is made up of cells. So when I say like the skin predates a person, it's its own entity separate of a man, like that. Skin is cells. Those cells predate a man. You get it? Like that. Hair. Hair's its own entity. It has its own microscopic life within it, like a feather or a flower. That microscopic life within the hair or the feather or the flower is what's emerging out as what y'all see. So the cells in the flower are birds. That's what emerges out. Or that's what evolves out of the flower still being in existence. You get my point? Y'all grow hair, but the hair can become ingrown where it starts to form into entity. Again, y'all grow hair, but the hair may get implanted back into the blackhead or germinating it to where it doesn't go to flower like it normally does, but it goes to entity. You get it? It's like, my science is deep, but I don't know how to word it all. So you gotta try to kind of follow. I know some of y'all don't know science. But like that, like the hair is evolving into the entity. We being the entity that, if you look at hair under microscope, so it has its microorganisms associated with it. We are those things evolved out, still having the hairs. You get it? A bird is a feather evolved out, still carrying its feathers. I don't want you to think evolution as replacement. Evolution don't have nothing to do with replacement. Whatever evolves, what it evolved from will still be. You get my point? And so now you just have the old thing and the evolved thing together. You have hair separate of man, and then you have man with hair. You get it? Feather predates birds, so you're going to have dinosaurs that had feathers. You go before dinosaurs, you're going to have creatures before them that had feathers, because the feather predates the creatures. The feather is evolving into these creatures you see, just like the hair is evolving into the people that you see. It's starting as follicle. Meaning if you ever wondered, where does a seed come from? When you put the seed in the ground, that union creates the thing. What union created the seed? Like, how do you get the seed? The seed grows from the fruit, but the seed comes before the fruit. So how'd you get the seed? From the follicle. Meaning before you get the physical seed, you have, like I said, like a pocket of air. This is a follicle. A bubble of air is a pre-seed. Just a space in space is a seed or a follicle that will develop into a physical circle. You get it? A physical circle in space that's now solid. But within that seed, you have what it truly is, which is a feather in the entity. And both these things being the same. Meaning the beginnings of an entity is a feather. The first stage after a seed is the feather, or the sprouting of that seed, which is the feather. Any seed you could think of is the same. Whether you're talking an egg cell, you get my point? Seed is seed, and seed is feather. Osiris is the seed of man. Ah, you get it? The everlasting. That is feather. If you're lost and you say semen is seed, but semen ain't solid, it's liquid. A blackhead becomes a cyst of pus, and that's liquid. But it still somehow implanted itself to develop into that liquid. An egg cell is technically a bubble of substance or liquid. Like that. So you have to grasp. You have stages of your manifestation. Sound, light, substance, thicker substance, clay, rock like bone. Many different evolutions of a follicle or a feather. Meaning, that's why I carry the feather. That's why the feather is important in life. If you understand what I just said. Potter Roo said this is going to take a minute for him to process. It's a deep thing, but everything you see with hair, meaning a flower, is pre-bird. You get it? It is bird before it evolved or developed into the pinnacles of what it is, which is an entity. This is why within all flowers or things y'all know of, you have the microscopic life. It is that microscopic life that is going to develop up inside of that cyst or bubble and then birth itself out. Same with a baby. We're talking substances merging. Cyst, pus, developing into entity and then being hatched out. So it doesn't matter what life form you're speaking of. It's going to start as follicle that develop into seed. Seed being feather. You get it? That feather's going to blossom into flower. Flower into the entity. So they say in the beginning of life, you have the tree of life. But it's a feather. That feather is entity evolving slowly. But you're still going to have the feather. You're still going to have the seed. You're still going to have the follicle. You get it? You're still going to have everything before the evolving. Meaning women are still going to produce egg cells even though they've gotten to a point now where she's birthed out a baby. I don't want y'all to think evolving takes away from the other thing. So a woman has a baby, it's born out. I don't want you to think now, oh, so all her egg cells going to be babies. No. She's still going to produce egg cells, and if they get seeded, you're going to get babies. That baby being the evolution of that egg cell. But the egg cell's still there. The follicle an egg cell is coming from is still there. Like I said, those are oocyte nest. Germline cyst, meaning primordial germ cells are cyst. Pus bubbles that develop up into seed or egg cell. The same way you have the follicle in the bulb inside and it develops up into blackhead, then cyst. If it doesn't evolve into hair, meaning a seed will evolve into either feather or the deity. So your hair follicle will either develop up into hair or a blackhead, and then a cyst. And that thing will keep forming and developing into the entity. So the seed or follicle has two manifestations. It will either be the feather or the hair, or something else will happen. If you're talking hair, implanted hair, ingrown hair. If you're talking egg cell, implanted sperm. But you get my point? You either gonna get the hair or the feather manifesting forth from the follicle, or it's gonna be germinated, and then you're gonna get the developing cyst with the life form inside of it. The life form being what that thing is at its pinnacle. So let's just say there wasn't no men on life, just feathers. To tell a person that feather over time is going to evolve into a thing called flowers. It's gonna look like itself still, but just more complex. Still gonna have a stem, it's still gonna have the hair-like things coming off of it, but more complex. A rose is more complex than a feather in perspective of looking. But truly it's no different. If you touch a feather or a rose, what we talk about? A feather's like a petal of, you get, a feather's like a petal, like one petal of a flower. You get it? Like a flower being like the abundance of the feather, or the feather coming into full tuition of what it is, which is a living entity. And so a flower is alive more than a feather. Meaning y'all view a flower as living life. It blossoms, it does what it does. Y'all view a feather as the hairs of a bird. Y'all don't view y'all hairs as alive. Y'all don't view y'all hairs like, oh, that's a flower, it's alive, and it blossoms, you get it? It's nothing. So I mean like that. A flower is a more developed feather in a perspective that y'all can see it's alive. In that, it makes y'all look at the feather as something separate. Now, when that flower evolves into a whole deity, which is a bird, so you're going to have the same separation. You're going to say, like, how does a flower just start flying? Like that. The same way your hair can develop into a hair, or a blackhead, and then a cyst with the creature forming inside. So it's the same way. You get it? With the life. The feather can develop into flower or hair, or something can go wrong and it can develop up into entity. Bird. Of course, that bird's going to be in its egg or its pus. A yolky, pussy egg. From that yolky pus, meaning all that yolk in that pus is going to emerge from that egg as entity. You crack an egg, it's yolky and pussy. If the egg is incubated and you crack the egg, a whole bird gonna come out. Not nasty yolky pus. Like that. The pus, the liquid, the substance has evolved into clay. Or entity. The pinnacles of itself. That's what it was to begin with. You get my point? Semen has sperm cells in it. Sperm cells are entity. They are y'all manifested out. Meaning all you're doing when you're seeing man is seeing sperm cells magnified on a level. That's why I told y'all the ancient Egyptian pharaohs are sperm cells. Now I apologize, I have to take a tinkle. If you guys want to take this time out to get back, do so please. I apologize for that. Like I said, wisdom is deep. You have to have the science that goes with it. So a lot of things I teach, people try to put it into pseudo, but these are the minds that don't know real science. You get my point? If you ask them to explain anything in science, like how I just did, you can look up everything I said. Science follow exactly what I said. Meaning, it's not separate. What I said is not separate from school science. It's not my own personal science. I'm just using school science to make a point that school haven't gotten to yet. You get it? School knows that school knows that egg cells form from oocyte nests or germ cell cysts or germline cysts because they're the ones that have that information. That's not my information. That comes from school. What I'm telling you is the same way that starts out as a cyst. The cyst you see forming on your body is the second. If you leave it, it will develop into a creature. It doesn't have to be cute. Some of y'all not that cute. So, excuse me on that. I'm just saying. Like, some of y'all get lost. You say, nah, that monster came out that pus. Not scary. It's like Django. Samuel L. Jackson asked her, why you look scared? She said, because you scared. Because you look scary, motherfucker. That's why. So some of y'all scary looking. It's a deep thing, trying grass. Now, like I said, hair, feathers, all these things are one thing. You see how the follicle evolves into the seed. The seed evolves into the hair or the feather. That evolves into flower. Within that flower, you have the cells. Those cells are going to evolve out of that flower, becoming the entities that they are. Meaning within a flower, you have cell life. These cell lives are the birds. Literally. Meaning whatever you see the bird to look like, if you can bring your perception down to the size of a flower, where the flower is like a whole world and you can see all the life in it, in its glory, you get it? Like on your size, y'all would see like, oh shit. Y'all would see sperm cells and say, damn, they look like people. They have hats and shit on. They got tools and shit with them. It's not like y'all perspective, how y'all see it. You get it? We just look like nothing moving. No, these things have feature, genetics, you get it? A whole makeup, physical, meaning they look like something. Sperm cell, meaning they look like something. They have tails. They have hats. If a thing have a hat, that means it ain't its head. I'm going to say that again. If a thing have a hat, that means it ain't its head. Sperm cell have a hat. How do you think that's not real physical life that is thinking, breathing, and walking and doing things, and it has a hat? Again, they're not calling the sperm cell's head a hat. The sperm cell has some weird shit on its head that it disposes of. Like that. Say if it's its head, why get rid of it? If its tail is its tail, why do it get rid of it? And why does the tail move like a machine? Meaning, why does the tail make it move like it's in a vehicle? That part. That's why in the past they call semen a boat. You take the gods across the cosmos, from masculine body to feminine. But this don't stop on our level of life. You got the macro life. So it's the same. Meaning our universe is an organism. You get it? And so your planets, stars, galaxies, this is your atoms, molecules, cells. In that developed, born out organism that we call the universe. So again, if you can think on a universal level, when the universe be in the body, when it ejaculates out, and you see the whole black hole thing happening, where stars is getting sucked in, but they really getting pushed out, like ejaculation, then you can grasp when it says the gods use their boat to travel through the cosmos. They're speaking semen. That's the only thing that can get you from one body to the next, even if we're talking macro level life. Only thing gonna get y'all from one universe to the next universe is what we know as semen, but of course it's going to be on a galactic level, meaning size level. Y'all seen semen before, but they like call it nebula on that level of life, different things. You get my point? So it's deep. Try and grasp. There you go, Joshua. He said like a helmet for the sperm cell. Once they break through, job no longer needed. Now I'm going to look at some of you guys' questions that I may have missed. Let's see. Okay, Flame said alchemy can be very scary if not used right. Alchemy is chemistry, so this is the mixing and merging of things to bring about new things, but we're speaking on the atomic levels of life, the molecular levels of life. When I say atomic, we're speaking atoms or light. Things that ain't physical but can be seen and detected. You can see light, but you can't grab light. Not a bulb, but light. You get it? That light will evolve or develop into substance, liquid. You can touch liquid and feel it, but you can't grab it all the way yet. It's still half and half. Like, it's like half physical, half not. That liquid will develop into entity, so to say, or transcend through its states, becoming harder or more thicker and thicker till you get to clay. Of course, the rock, the bone inside, but it's going to go through all its transitions. And so, alchemy is that. Rearranging life. It's a God thing. That's why it's a divination practice. Life already does alchemy on its own. For us to do it is to play God. You get it? For me to say, okay, I'm going to take copper and nickel, two opposite metals. I understand alchemy. Alchemy just being up and down, left and right, hot, cold. You lost, you say, I don't get it. Y'all alcohols fall in the upper and downer. Brown is down, light is up. Your alcohol is an alchemy, meaning somebody made that alcohol. Then they classified them into browns and lights. And you know the effect of the different ones. Meaning y'all know brown liquor gonna get you down and light liquor gonna get you up. Y'all know cocaine gonna get you all up and hyped up, eyes popping out your head. Y'all know dark ass weed, which is the opposite of white cocaine, is going to bring you down. Meaning, you can make a drug right now and I can tell you what it's gonna do. I don't have to use it. I know the alchemy. Dope is brown. That part. Again, upper, downer, light, dark. Light magic, dark magic. We're speaking alchemy though. If you lost, you have up quark, down quark. And this is how you get your protons and neutrons. We speaking air. Up, down, that's air. Exhale, inhale. This is up and down if you ain't talking about no physical vessel. My inhaling out and exhaling in is up and down. Like that. But we know hot air and cold air make for water. This is why when y'all breathe cool air into your hot body, you get my point? You're manifesting more waters, as well as an explosion. You get it? Carbon filled inside, bringing in oxygen. Carbon filled house, crack the window, boom, blow the whole house up. If you lost, cut your gas line in your kitchen. And close all the windows and let it fill up with gas. Then maybe an hour or two later, just open up the window and see if your whole house don't blow up. Like that. Y'all are carbon filled. Y'all inhale oxygen, an opposite thing. It ignites y'all in a flame. This is why when y'all breathe, the fire is getting ignited. Y'all are feeling more energized now. You get it? If I say stop breathing, then y'all start to feel like y'all sinking into death. When the breathing gets slower, you get it? Y'all lose energy. The fire's going down. Meaning y'all have a lamp within. That lamp stays lit from your breathing. You're igniting your inner fire. This has to do with my breathing practice, but try and grasp. Life's a deep thing. Get your wisdom. Joshua Northern said, I grasp. I started gardening 3 years ago. A seed grows roots. Yeah, before it becomes roots, though, that's the sprout. It's like feathery. Like a potato's a seed. You leave the potato too long, it starts to sprout. That's when you see that nasty shit coming off it, and then it be like fuzzy, feathery. It's a seed, so it's gonna blossom into feather. It doesn't matter if it's a potato already. It's gonna still blossom into a feather. That sprout coming off that potato, if you leave it long enough, it's gonna become a whole new potato. It's just gonna be a deformed looking one because it wasn't planted. It's just life manifesting on its own with no alchemy involved. Like an egg cell developing up, never being germinated or conceived by a sperm. It's still going to develop up into life. It just ain't going to last forever. Meaning that's how you make the life last longer, mixing it. People are sperm cells. These is deities. These is entities that's already alive. But when you mix them into your soup, you know, the egg cell, the primordial waters, that menstrual thing, so grass. You get the more developed life coming out. Now, if y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. I'm just looking to see if I missed any. Salam, shalom. Seminoles Treshetta. Who's blocking comments here? Okay, Seminole Treshetta, are you blocking people? I have to remove you as a moderator. You're getting a little carried away. I can't believe you've been sitting here just deleting people's comments. Some of y'all are crazy when y'all get... Some of y'all are a little crazy when y'all get a little authority. You can't block nobody off till I say. I'm taking offense to that. Why would you do that? Like, what would make you think that was cool? I don't care if they trolling. I ain't delicate. You gotta wait till I say. It's like at the job. You can't fire nobody till the boss say so. You get it? I can't come to work as the boss and then my worker telling me another worker fired another worker. I'm like, what the... Why'd he listen to this nigga, and who the fuck told him he was me? Did he be fired too? Like, you fired now. Why you do that shit? Like that. Y'all crazy as fuck. Nigga just blocked everybody the fuck off. Can you bring that comment? Oh, I already blocked you. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. It's crazy. Try to get y'all comments back. I should have let him do it before I blocked him, but sorry, Shanatella. Where's my real moderator at? Rifle hitter. I need to get rid of all of y'all. I'm looking for new moderators if anyone's interested. Rifle hitter, he's not consistent enough. And Seminole Treshetta got a trigger finger, boy. I just blacked me. I just black. Said, okay, my bad. I apologize. Nah, you good. You just trying to protect the wise one. I get it. I get it. Let me know next time. You feel me? Wait till I notice it. If I don't notice it, then it ain't really disturbing nobody. I don't suppose, you know, y'all clocking in here to look at the comments. Most of y'all listening to what I'm saying, so if I don't notice it, then it ain't worth nothing. If it ain't disrespectful, like, you get my point? Something disrespectful. When I say disrespectful, I mean like, if somebody coming in here to argue and you see like They trying to say disrespectful, hurtful shit. You can just block them off. But if the person just being silly and saying dumb shit, you gotta give them a chance. You get my point? I'm here to teach, so dumb is dumb. Like, that's my work. If a nigga dumb, you gotta leave him. Like, you can't block him off. That's what I'm here for. They're dumb. Some of y'all, I'm smarter than all of y'all, so y'all all gonna fall under dumb underneath. But you get my point? I'm here for the dumb. I'm wiser than all of y'all, so even if you ain't dumb, you still gonna clock in. But you get my point? This is good, but when the dumb get blocked off, so they need it more than y'all. Some of y'all a little less wiser than me. You get it? You might be half as wise as me, but that's good. That's smart as fuck. If you had half my wisdom, you wouldn't be considered a genius still? Because I done said a whole bunch of shit y'all haven't even gotten to yet. You get it? Meaning in science and the things they do, they haven't even gotten to some of the stuff I've said. Like I said, semen is breast milk. You don't have to make Similac. You can just take all the semen they be stealing, well not stealing, but all the semen donors, sperm bank thing, they could take that and make breast milk, real breast milk. If you're gonna say that's not breast milk, then how do women get breast milk? Because they don't have none until semen is shot up in them. Last time I checked, breast milk don't look too different than semen. It looks like if semen evolved into something else. That part. So, my point, y'all scientists have not gotten to where I'm at. So I guess as of now, until they tell y'all I'm right, then y'all just don't know, even though it makes sense. So it's a deep thing, trying to grasp. Damn, Shannon Teller was going crazy in here. Get that together, love. Some of y'all be on medicine. Okay, I don't look like I missed any questions. If any of you guys have questions, just write it now, because I can't do all of that. Thank you to everyone who gave back. I appreciate that. I thought you guys were ignoring me. I said, damn blood, they hate me, my nigga. They don't never want to put no seeds towards the wise one. But it's a deep thing. We ain't tripping, I don't lie. So it's all right. Oh, she was just religious. People gonna be what they be. You gonna be what you want. I don't like force. And try to force your foolishness. That's what disturbed me. But if she wanna believe in a religion, she got to, you get it? She gonna have to recoup from that like she been doing. So she dumb, no disrespect, but she don't know nothing. She just got her beliefs. They not gonna do nothing for her though. The same way they did nothing for her in real life. You can't cash in on fake shit. You can't get a job talking about, I believe my name is, I believe I know what I'm doing. You got nothing until you know. Don't nobody care to deal with nobody that's in beliefs. If I pull up to your job talking about hiring me, I believe I could do it. You gonna say, well, come back when you know how. Otherwise, what the fuck am I doing if I hire you? Lying to myself? So y'all have to mature as minds. Belief got to do with lie. It's a kid thing. Kids don't want to take the time to learn. You get it? It's easier to believe. It's easier to hear something and just believe it than it is to put in the work to knowing a thing. You get my point? And so most people gonna fall under belief because it don't cost nothing. You get my point? That's why I always tell y'all free shit is in the garbage. What's free? When there ain't no obligations for you. It's a setup. So kind of grass. Rightful hitter slipping. Yeah, rightful hitter fired, blood. I got to get rid of him. He tripping. A lot of y'all messages I'm seeing is getting blocked. Crystal Jeffersons just sent a whole bunch of wavy hands. I don't know, why would they block that? not the moderators. I'm talking about YouTube is blocking some of y'all comments, not my moderators. And it's for stuff I don't get why. Why would they block waving hands? What the hell did that got to do with? Shit gets strange, man. But hopefully y'all get this wisdom. I don't know how long I'm gonna last. I'm gonna make sure I'm sure they're gonna block me off at some point. So get the wisdom. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. Like I said, when you're dealing with mental disorders, you're dealing with insanity or outsanity. Outsanity, more dangerous. Outsanity, I want to say outsanity is more dangerous than insanity, but insanity is more one-on-one thing, and outsanity is more like a you versus the masses. Insanity got to do with you and that forming cyst or entity within your brain. A battle between you and that's taking over. And outsanity, you get it? The perspective of everybody in the life have overridden yours. You get it? Some of y'all like me, right? So you clock in here, you say I like Solace. If somebody come put a bug in your ear and say, man, fuck Solace. Solace ain't shit. You value their perspective over your own because you felt like I like them. Who they to come along and tell you otherwise? That's their perspective as well, just like you had yours. Why they perspective mean more to you than your own? Like that. Y'all move like that without thinking on it to say, hold on. I say he cool, you say he ain't, but it wouldn't matter. You get it? For me to say whatever you say is to say that your perspective hold more merit than mine. That's why I say I don't go on hearsay. If somebody telling me about somebody, you know how y'all have like, oh, that's their resume? Resume is physical works, not hearsay. You can't tell me if somebody real, that's your own opinion. You might not even measure up. For me to take your perspective on the next person is bozo shit. You get it? For you to hold me to who you like is to say like you overpower me. They will bully y'all into who not to like, so because you weaker. This don't happen to me. Y'all can all hate a person and I can say I like them. Y'all not going to do nothing about it. You get it? Y'all not going to question me on it. Some of y'all will just say, well, I'm going to go with Solace, and I like them too. And some of y'all will hold y'all ground, but y'all wouldn't challenge it to where you like, I'm going to tease Solace and try to manipulate him. You already know that ain't going to happen. I'm standing where I'm standing. Y'all all say we African. I said we ain't. Ain't nothing y'all can do about that. They can all huddle up and get as mad as they want. It wouldn't matter. I said what I said. It hold more merit. You get it? Meaning what I said hold more merit to me than what the next person said, unless they showing me undeniable truth on the matter. Other than that, why your opinion got to matter to me? It's yours. Y'all like that. Somebody can come along and change your opinion with their own opinion. Not change your opinion with the fact, but just replace your own opinion with their own opinion. This makes you weak. And so you have to grasp. Life is a becoming aware thing. You have to develop in that way, becoming aware of where you stand, because a person like that is going to have outsanity issues. Meaning if someone come along and can alter your perspective on a thing, let that be, the measure that you're suffering from slight outsanity. And it's going to develop more and more to where you just do whatever you think is popular perception. You don't even care about what you like and what you don't like. You get it? Some of y'all have cars, but you never thought to yourself, do I need a car? Do I want a car? You just get whatever is you get it? It becomes a burden for you. You hate it, but you say, no, I need these things. Some of y'all want to abandon your house and go live in the fucking forest, but you say, like, people going to think I'm crazy. I don't want to look stupid to people. But you're really tired of all them burdens. You're like, I will really be more comfortable to just let everything go for maybe a month or 2 or 3 months or whatever. But I don't feel like doing that no more. It's not fun like that. Y'all will stay with y'all burdens forever. It be other people's thoughts though. You get it? Y'all will hold y'all burdens forever. It ain't even y'all's. It's somebody else's stupid thoughts of how they think things should be. In that, y'all never get to live y'all reality. Y'all outsane. Just live everybody else's reality. I can't live like that. I got to be aware of what I like. What you like, you like. Your perspective is yours. Then you let that develop up into fact and truth. Meaning, value your own opinion first. That will develop up into you pulling for truth and facts only. No beliefs and no opinions. I don't have opinions. I don't have I thinks. Facts and no only. But I had to value my own opinion before I could even get to that point. You get it? You have to be strong enough to challenge someone trying to take your individuality. If you can't be your own individual, you don't deserve wisdom. You get it? You don't control your vessel, you don't need nothing of worth. I'm not going to give you diamonds and I know you're going to let any nigga come take them. Why? Think of your kids. You're going to buy them the new mink coat knowing like they're going to get beat up on their way to school. It's going to get taken. Like that. Until you can control your own brain, you don't need to worry about any wisdom getting put into it. The life going to make sure none do. How? Your brain ain't your own. So whatever they tell you, you go with. You can get fed truth. If someone say that's not truth, that part, you don't have no control over your brain. You have no perspective. And so until you get one, and you can stand on you as an individual, and the person tell you, no, that's wrong, and you can say, no, it ain't. And that's that. Until you show me a proof, you got your opinion, and I'ma stand on mine. Otherwise, what we talking about here? You ain't taking my opinion, so why do I have to take yours? Like that. When you feel comfortable being you, and you say whatever's whatever, but you not bullying me out of my individuality, that shit's over. Wisdom will start to come in. Because y'all not filtering it to fit into, false perspectives and narratives. And so wisdom's just to become an aware thing. I'll pull up on the YouTube owners. Peace and I see why they blocked that one, but I'm gonna let it show. Seminole Trishetta says she got timed out for the Shalom, Seminole Trishetta. I'm gonna make you a moderator again. Don't worry. Next video. This one about to be over, I think. Let me see what my time looking like. Oh. Yeah, this one might never die, so we could be here for quite some time, so I'm gonna have to end it at some point. How long I've been running? This one don't show. Damn, I don't know how long I've been on, but I see it. Hour and a half. Damn, y'all be getting a lot of jewels. And so hopefully y'all grasp mental disorders. Like I said, you got a lot of different categories of mental disorders. Scrap that. That's going to confuse you. All you have is mental disorders developing, becoming more severe. All these terminologies they wording, OCD and schizophrenic, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You just got many different personalities of people. And so two people who are in a depressed state of mind are going to react different to the situation. You get it? I may become depressed. Now I start cleaning up like a fucking fool to where you like, yo, this nigga got OCD. Keep wiping the same fucking spot. But it's a matter of I'm depressed and I don't know how to deal with it. My mind is starting to become overwhelmed. You get it? Another person going into depression, they may get angry and violent. You don't know how a person's going to react to the thing. But this is how y'all get all those terminologies. So I'm depressed, I get violent. You get it? Oh, they labeling me as this. You get depressed, you get fucking OCD, so they say he got OCD. Obsessive cleaning disorder. They don't say no, they all got the same thing, they just all different. They all got depression, and after depression is the isolation. And after the isolation is the desolation, but they're all different. So when they all reach the isolation stage, they're gonna be different. In that, you can label this that, label that that, and then it look like you got a whole bunch of mental disorders when all you got is one mental disorder transcending or evolving to the pinnacles of itself. And being as though we're all different, it affects us different. Drugs ain't gonna affect you how it may affect me. You may take DMT and see Jesus. I may take DMT and see the devil. You not me. So now what we gonna say? That person got Jesus syndrome and he got the devil syndrome. Mind you, we got the same thing. I'm just me and you, so it's coming off or vibrating off different. Some of y'all get nervous, y'all giggle. Some of y'all get nervous, y'all get angry and attacking. Everybody move how they move, but you have to know the problem. You get it? And so those are the mental terminologies, true. Sadness is the beginning. Sadness going to develop into depression, depression into isolation, isolation into desolation. Outsanity, same way. A person is going to be happy, meaning you got sad, depressed, isolate, desolate. On the flip side, on the outsanity side, you got happiness, you got isolation in the form of too much. You ever see people that be like in crowded rooms and they look like weird? Where you like, damn, they look like they don't even belong here. You talk to them, they say, I know I'm in a crowded place, but I feel so alone. Like, you get it? I don't even know why I'm here. Like that. Become too indulgent to the outer world to where you feel like, the fuck is going on? I'm alone. It's like isolation, but not. So they're gonna go from happy to an extreme happy, just like a person gonna go from sad to depressed. Depressed being an extreme of sad. Person gonna go from happy to the extremes of it. And then that's gonna turn into an isolation, but an isolation of many, meaning they're never going to want to be alone. You get it? Some of y'all are like that. You are the reverse of isolation, but it's an isolation. You get my point? You can't stand to be isolated alone. So like you always want people around you, but in that it takes you from you. You don't want to be alone because you don't want to deal with you. So you let people deal with you. In that, you're like the opposite of isolated person. You're like someone lost in sea. Like that. The person who isolates themselves, they're like the opposite of you. They're just lost in their own self. You lost into others, they lost into their own self. Of course, that's going to develop into desolation. This is when, y'all have suicidal thoughts. Then after that, the actual death, where it's like pushed out, or y'all try to make it become a reality. And so it's a deep thing. If y'all have any questions, ask. I think I need to eat, get some liquid in me. And then I'll come back. Like I said, I'm gonna go live all day today probably. Then I may cut out tomorrow, the day after. It's a deep thing. Like I said, this is probably gonna be, I think I'm going on a big fast from a lot of things, but for good, because I don't get no pleasures out of a lot of things. So it's no need to even reach for it no more, you know? I like to try to stay normal. But I don't have to be. So it's a deep thing. Like I said, if you want to reach out or see me or something, you might want to do that before I go on my fast. And of course, if you family gatherings, things like that, I'm gonna join those things. But just a lot of other things gonna get cut out. I don't need them. I don't need to seek out fun. You get it? Meaning that's what this last little trip did for me. It made me realize that. I don't need to seek out fun. I'm already at fun and peace when I'm with my goddamn self, doing my knowledge shit. You get it? I'm not isolated where I separate. Anybody welcome. But, you get it? I don't need to seek out things to do that would be fun, because it ain't fun to me. My mind have evolved beyond those things. I just do them because they protocol. You get it? But truly, you know how y'all be like, I'm going on vacation. I don't get nothing out of that. My life already a vacation. The fuck am I even doing? You get it? Y'all go to the beach. I already live on the beach. So for me, it's like, I've already evolved to what they chasing. You get it? Y'all chasing peace in the moment, and I already got that. What am I doing? You get it? And so it's a deep thing. I realized I already got my glory. Meaning y'all run around looking for things to get into because there's no inner peace where you found something that you love and it keeps you content. It keeps you in good spirits. All you need is another person to come along that's on the same accord, but until then, you fulfilled. Y'all seeking to be fulfilled. I'm already fulfilled. You get it? Kind of reaching back. And so that's where it becomes strange. You get it? Like when I do these videos, so it's kind of that too. But that's my job. So the job is the job. But you get it? In life, you got to do you, man. That's all I can say. A lot of the things that y'all have is fun or what you supposed to do when you got your life all together is really stuff that make your life fall apart. Like I said, this is going to probably be my last travel. I don't want to say my last travel, but my last, you get it? Time I step out. If it ain't for business purposes that I'm traveling or something, and it's just to find fun or have fun doing something, I'll pass. Ain't no need. Like I said, that don't fulfill me. It's like a waste. I already know before I do it. Meaning before I even came out to Atlanta, I already knew. You get it? You get to a place where you already know. And then everything becomes, I don't know, it's like seeing a movie. I already seen this movie. You get it? Whatever I decide to do tomorrow, I already seen this. The things y'all talk about and do, I already seen this movie. I know the end. You get my point? You get so wise where you know everything, then nothing ain't nothing. You like, alright. How do I watch the movie and I know the end? It become like that. You don't want to get wise too fast. Because then you make life strange. You get my point? There has to be an aspect of not knowing. Otherwise, what the fuck is left for you to do? So I'm like that. I kind of fulfilled everything. It's like, okay, what do I do? Whatever I think to do, I already know the ending of it. Like 2 eyes. When y'all playing games on me, I know. When y'all trying to manipulate me, I know. If I say something and then y'all try to say something, I say, man, you just saying that because you're trying to justify it. You get it? I know too much where it's almost like, damn, this motherfucker, he know I'm playing games on him and how. Fucker playing back. Then he snap out of it and be like, nah, you just justifying shit. You get it? It gets strange. It's like, you become an observer. There ain't really nothing else to say. You get it? Just watch. Get game with yourself. Say like, he gonna end up like that. He gonna end up like that. that's gonna happen to that person. You get kind of know the movie already. Everything is action reaction. So it's a deep thing. Try and grasp. Now I'm about to try and get me something to eat. Mastering the Obvious said, but watching some movies are fun or feel good to watch over and over. Do you agree? No. No, not at all. You can watch movies. I don't. Y'all attach to things. Y'all don't watch movies. Y'all watch movies and then convince yourselves y'all learned something. Movies to y'all is like wisdom. But it ain't. It's just made up stupidity. So when you say, is watching a movie, not to me. It's like watching live. It's like reading The Cat in the Hat over and over. I read that simple-minded book before. I don't want to read it no more. You get it? The things y'all caught up on is like Cat in the Hat to me. I just can't. It make my head hurt. And so y'all get that as, solids get irritated fast or whatever. Y'all are too low in conscious, like 3-year-olds. You get it? Y'all are still entertained by shit y'all know fake. You know the movie fake. You'll justify it and say, no, but. And so you get it? That's where y'all lose me. It's like, all right. You can be whatever you want. Like, you get it? You have to grow however you grow. When y'all start to justify and lacking, it's like teaching in reverse now. Teaching stupidity now. You get it? When y'all cater to what's dumb, it's like that. Teaching in reverse now. But y'all do that from the emotional state. So I'm wise, the next person may be a little dumb. You connect with him more. So if I curse him out, you're going to defend him because you view yourself like him. Not like me. That's the problem. That's the beginning of the problem. Y'all view yourselves as the lower thing always. But y'all don't have to, because you're not him or me. You're somewhere in the middle. That part. Meaning y'all don't be as dumb as what y'all defend. You get it? Y'all don't be as wise as what y'all oppose. But so you don't have to pick the lesser thing. And so these are just the steps of wisdom. You have to start to become aware. What you're defending, because this is what you're reaching for. Get to a place where you realize you don't have to defend nothing if you don't fall on no side. You just live in a balance. That don't mean take a little bit of this side and a little bit of that side, but that means the two sides have become merged and you have the greater purpose of the two. The good side and the bad side got good in it and bad in it. To take all the good from the bad side and all the good from the good side is the balance. You get it? Scrapping what ain't needed. Most people, they live on either side, taking the good and the bad all together. Balance is when you learn to just take the good. You get it? When I say all praises to the horizon, that. Just the good. You got the duality, the good from both sides of it. To be able to take that, merge it into one whole great goodness, you're going to recoup from that. You get my point? Or you could live the flip-flop life where you fall on either side and go through the motions, the ups and downs. I'm always stable. My friend could not see me for 6 months. He see me, I still got the same big-ass $10,000 knot in my pocket that I had when he see me last year. Say, 5 years ago, Silas pulled out 10 grand. I still got 10 in my pocket right now. See, consistency? Stability. It's a matter of the balance. Y'all go on the ups and downs because y'all flip-flop on the duality. If you've been watching me, you like, this nigga just seemed like he stay in the same consistent place where he ain't struggling and he not lost into the extremes of things, but he just somewhere in the balance. Of course, I'm flying the rest of these niggas. I don't really say that. But, you get my point? So you got to grasp. Find y'all balance in between the duality, but you have to become aware of both sides. Take the good from each side, rock out. This is your balance. Move and live on that accord. So you harvest what you plant. That's how life works. Now, I'm going to take this last few seconds to answer y'all questions, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So if y'all have any asks, then I'm going to try to go find me something to eat. Salam, shalom. KOS community said, peace and wisdom. What is the secret nature of speech? Speech is follicle. Follicle develops into seed. Seed, feather. Feather, flower, flower, deity. Remember in the beginning I said a follicle is like a pocket of air. It will develop into a solid pocket we call a seed. Word is pocket of air. Follicle develops into seed. I tell y'all shit, it gets planted in y'all brain, it develops into your affliction. Or whatever. You get my point? Not me, it could be anybody. They tell you something, you get it? It will develop up into whatever. And so the secret, you say, what is the secret nature of speech? Speech is like an abomination, but that's a different, you get it? Speech is the birth of lie. Y'all view speech as some great thing, it's not. It's the birth of what y'all know is lie. The moment speech came into existence is the moment when man traded in his truth for lie. Animals don't lie to one another, they can't. How does a dog lie to the other dog? All they have is their nature and their instincts that don't lie. It don't even have nothing to do with lie or truth, it just is. Man got these things, lies and truth, because he got speech, so then he like to make up shit. He can alter a thing he see into words, putting that in your ear. And words is like ear semen, ear sperm. Deep, you have to grasp. Now I'm gonna get to one or two more questions and I'm gonna slide out. Peace and wisdom, Crystal Jefferson. I thought you was gonna come and check me. Jada Xavier. I know what you gonna say. You ain't going. Peace and wisdom, Seminole Tracetta. Are you a woman or a man, Seminole Tracetta? I'm asking because women take in a lot. I don't want to add to y'all problems. You know, men project out. You curse a nigga out, he project out. Ain't gonna last that long. You plant into women, so whatever you say to them gonna fuck them up. You get me? Whatever you do to them gonna fuck them up. They gonna have to hold on to that shit longer than they want. You get my point? They got to hold on to that menstrual fluid longer than they want. They ain't got no choice. They say, I don't want a period this month, I'm busy. You get it? You drop seed in them, they got to just hold that baby. Forget abortions. We talking before that. You drop seed in the chick, she don't know what the hell going on with her gut. That shit getting big, baby coming out of it. They take in shit, it becomes their burden. So I don't want to add to y'all troubles. It's a deep thing. Oh, you are a female. I'm gonna go on ahead and add you back as a moderator. You got your powers back. Be love. Don't be like a man, you shoot niggas down, but it's important for women to be loving. Once that's gone, then the love is gone. Meaning men ain't loving, but so they adopt these things from their mama. And women, once women become hardened, it's over. So we in that place now, where it's like almost over. But, a few of y'all that still got love, you can kind of spread it, you know? So that's going to make for what things need to be. Peace and wisdom, dream girl said, Blair, I'll be waiting for your email, love. It's upscaleknowledge@gmail.com. Like I said, if you live in Atlanta or somewhere, you could reach out. Y'all could see me. I ain't on really like start time where I'm gonna be like, just a wise ass regular nigga. I don't really like all that extra attention either. So if you good at just being normal, what up, Silas? You good on that? I ain't type of nigga not gonna speak back. I haven't gotten to that place in my mind where, same way you see I'll talk back to a fucking troll. So in real life, if you speak to me, I'm gonna speak back to you. Usually, if I walk by a person, I just be like, hello. It's just, like I said, my nature is good until, if y'all energy is bad, then y'all gonna bring out that side. But normally I don't have that side. I just be on good spirits. It's important. So I wake up, I adjust whatever's going on. Feel me? If I'm in a bad mood, I make sure I adjust that shit right in the moment. It don't take long. It's not hard. It's just a matter of self-love and understanding. You say, I ain't about to walk around all day with these fucked up. You get it? That shit is not helping me. Feeling like shit. And so you get up and you do what you need to do to shake it. Until it becomes repetition. Where when you get bad energies, it just come off you on its own. You see how y'all be happy and it don't take much for a motherfucker to get you in bad spirits. You say one thing and you will abandon your whole good day just to chop this nigga down. Like that. It'll be reversed. Keep your good day, care about your own fucking good spirits and things, and you get kind of start avoiding shit that ain't right. Meaning when y'all get wise and start to care about the self, y'all gonna start avoiding things y'all draw yourself to. It ain't gonna hold the same merit to you. You get it? Y'all like what y'all like because y'all in the flow of it. Once y'all become out the flow of a thing and then you look at it from the outside, then you like, man, that shit's stupid. How did I ride around my old neighborhood sometime where I used to live. It helped me to see my growth. Because when I'm looking now, I'm like, I would never move back here. I would never move. But it's good for me to see, like, damn, you have grown. Meaning I don't have an ego like y'all say. So it's easy for me to see it in that way. Like, damn, I've grown a lot. I used to live here. I don't even want to be here right now. I don't look at it like, oh, I'm better than the people there. I look at it like that. Like, damn, I've grown so much. Like a bike. I don't ride no fucking bicycle no more. I did that as a kid too much. Some of y'all see y'all old neighborhood. You still live there. It don't bother you. You get my point? The reverse might bother you. Take you to a nice area and then you might like, these bougie motherfuckers, and it disturb you like that. So you know where you at from your resonation. I mean, you have to become self-aware. And so, life is about growth, you know. Caterpillars become butterflies. You dig? So on and so forth. Feathers become flowers, flowers, birds. Everything's evolving. Evolving is a matter of change. You get it? The butterfly has to change every aspect. The caterpillar has to change every aspect of himself. Can't just get wings. Get it? The mind has to be in flight. The mind has to see itself as nothing that has to do with a caterpillar. For a butterfly to take flight and be a butterfly. Otherwise, the butterfly gonna want to move on its belly and be bounded to others. A butterfly is an individual creature. It needs to just fly around and be as it is. Katrina said, I see you as a wise teacher, like to listen to get knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, this is good. Make sure y'all get that wisdom. Like I said in the past, wisdom is something for women, meaning women are supposed to be teachers, not men, but y'all let motherfuckers overpower y'all. Y'all let weak people overpower y'all. So, you got the words and the action. If men are the words, that part. So when I say y'all all pussy, I call a Pan-African chick a bitch. Won't none of them niggas do nothing. Like that. That's why. So I'm old school. Women talk. I'm for that other shit. If you don't listen to what she said, nigga, I'm gonna make you. Get it? That's the orders. Women get wisdom and teach. Men get strong and enforce what she said. And that's that. It's just like the household. Mama say, man, you better wash them dishes. You get the lacking. Then she be like, I'm going to tell your father. Then you get to washing them motherfuckers, because you know he not about to do like she did. And be like, wash him. Gonna take his belt off and whoop your ass. And while you washing him, he gonna be beating you. Like that. Man is the action to the feminine word. Why do women need to teach? Because they don't have the ego that a man got. It's more easier for a woman to say, I think I was wrong, than a man. You get it? Man have a whole bunch of following. He never gonna admit that shit. He will die pretending like he don't know he wrong. A woman wouldn't really, you get it? Maybe when y'all adopt y'all masculine natures, but y'all nature as a woman, women ain't on it like that. Meaning they not argumentative and competitive. They just like to talk and shit. If a woman got a good spirit and she cleansed out, so you get my point, she can speak that truth. It can be grasped. Anybody opposing her truth, so she got men that's the action to her words. You get my point? And so that's what it all boiled down to. Masculine, feminine, words and actions. It's a deep thing. Now, hopefully y'all grasp. I'm going to try to get you something to eat. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Salam, shalom.